Hey, all right. You are listening to the Deadman's Tome podcast, a show broadcast live from the ball sack of America. I'm your host, Mr. Deadman. With me is Damascus Mincemeyer.
Hey there.
How you doing, man? You doing all right?
I'm healthy so far. How about you?
I'm still healthy. I think it might be all the alcohol in my system. I'm trying to go for the Leahy approach. I've been watching a lot of Trailer Park Boys. I'm thinking if I become the liquor, if I become the alcohol, there's no way Corona can take me on. There's no way. My wife isn't too happy about that. My kids, they don't know what's happening. I'm still blowing bubbles from the outside and still watching while they ride their bike in the street. I mean, I'm slower to react when the cars come, but you know. What's this drunk do in the middle of the street with a bottle of Jack Daniels with a 5-year-old on a bike? Oh my god.
It's like, no, don't touch him, don't hurt him. He has the cure for coronavirus. Don't stop.
Yes. Oh man, we have a show tonight. Oh, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to help support the show, I know money's tight, I get that. We're all going to be getting Trump bucks pretty soon. If you want to help support the show, for every $1 donated, for every $5 donated, for every $1 I'll be chugging a beer, for every $5 taking a shot. And that holds true even off air. So any donations that come in, I will be doing that stuff. It's like college frat party, frat house over here, except I'm supposed to be a parent too, you know. Yeah.
Deadman's Tome needs toilet paper, people. We need your money.
right. Am I supposed to use my books over here?
There's 3 squares left in the bathroom. Okay, that's it.
That might actually be true. Anyway, we have a task tonight. Monster Madness. We picked 3 monsters, and we were gonna kind of make them face off against each other like Pokemon style, sort of.
That's right.
Except they won't really have set abilities. I mean, it's just we argue through it, I suppose. We just argue through it. No dice roll, none of that stuff. Just
it's almost like a legal debate.
Yeah, a legal debate about these monsters.
Yeah, we're putting like precedents out there.
Yeah.
And we're making citations to specific events in the films.
Right.
That's pretty much what it is.
Right. And doing this, a lot of these monsters are going to be presented. Like, I know my list. Obviously, I know my list. I know Damascus' list. Damascus shared me his list, so make sure we don't have duplicates. I'm going to go ahead and say these monsters wouldn't exist in the same universe, but now they do. That's the only way this would make this. That's the only way this would work.
That's right.
So
no one has home field advantage here.
Right. At least not yet, anyway. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Let's see. Well, I guess want to go ahead and get started. Like, we could go ahead and just introduce our 3. Any ground rules you want to lay down too while we do this?
Let's see. We must say all cinematic monsters will be allowed all powers and abilities of its respective film universe. Okay. All their respective weaponry, and let's see.
Weaponry.
Now, here's a good.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
I mean, cat's out of the bag. You got the Predator on your side.
That's right, I do.
You got the Predator.
But actually, this brings up another question.
Yeah.
Because some of these characters have multiple versions in multiple films. So, like,
yeah, okay.
We pick just one, or what?
Well, I would say, especially any, like, are you talking about like contradictions? Things that kind of like, you could do this and this, or just new technology or whatever?
Yeah, well, more or less like contradictions. Like,
okay.
You know, let's say Dracula, for instance. We're not using him. He's not in the fight. But let's say there's so many different cinematic versions of Dracula. Which one is it? That's kind of
okay. Well, what I would say is the idea of Dracula. It could all be true in a way, if you can argue it, if you can make it make sense. Like, for example, Freddy Krueger, who is in this, if someone doesn't believe in him, it could kill him. However, in later movies, that's not really enough. In fact, there's a character who says, "I don't believe in you." He's like, "Well, I do, sugar tits," and he kills her anyway.
Right.
I don't know if he used the phrase "sugar tits," but yeah. So even if the if the contradictions are severe, we just try to make it work.
All right, that works then.
It'd be like, what's the exception, or why does it contradict? And like, for instance, in the Freddy Krueger bit, maybe what happened was, in the first time the girl said, who was it, Nancy, said, "I don't believe in you." It was okay, it was true. She didn't believe in him, boom, killed him. But when the other chick, I think it was Debbie, said, "I don't believe in you," he's like, "Bullshit, you believe in me right now. I can feel it," He just didn't say it that way.
Right.
Because a lot of people could talk shit and talk like they're not afraid of someone, but they're still afraid of someone. Anyway.
That is true.
What else? What are the rules?
Let's see. I don't know if there are any others than that. I think it's pretty much just a free-for-all, isn't it?
Yep. All right. Oh, I don't think these monsters should tag team. Probably just one-on-one. It's going to be
definitely
complicated already. Let's go ahead. You introduce your strong tier monsters. I mean, you got some of the OP beasts over here. All right, come on.
Okay, well, as already stated, I have the Predator on my side. I would specifically say the Predator from Predator 2. That was my favorite film version of the monster. I like the weaponry. I like the spear. I like that. He's got that disc. You can that he cut Gary Busey in half with. He's got that bomb on the side of his arm. So he's got a lot of weapons there. Plus he's just hard as shit to kill. My second creature is the Creeper from the Jeepers Creepers series. He comes out of hibernation for 23 days every 23 years to eat people and then crawl back into wherever he comes from and wait. And he's super strong. He's got an axe. He can if I remember correctly, he gets injured and then he eats somebody's body part and regenerates.
Yeah. So he eats their body part and he regenerates that body part.
Yeah.
True? Yeah.
That's pretty dangerous.
That is dangerous.
And I have the King Ghidorah, the kaiju on my side, the three-headed Hydra, the enemy of Godzilla, who was sent by extraterrestrials to conquer the Earth.
King Ghidorah. You got a kaiju on your side. All right.
I think.
And you want to know what I have? And like I said, we shared this list earlier. I knew what this was, and I didn't change. I did not change at all. I have...
Mr. Deadman's going hardcore.
I have Frankenstein's monster, because, I mean, he's a classic. I'm going to try to make him work. He's not much of a fighter, though. He's a lover.
He's tough as fuck, though. I mean, seriously.
Oh, he is tough if you piss him off.
Yeah.
All right. Then I have the Blob, which, it's a B-movie monster. Throwaway, people think.
I actually think the Blob is a very underrated creature. I remember I used that in the Monster Madness on Twitter back in October.
Yeah.
I like that one. Because I think that's actually a really good monster, because really there's not much that can... I mean, that would be really terrifying if it was in real life. I mean, seriously, think about that.
Right. Nothing much can kill it. And good luck trying to figure it out before it kills you. It's just going to swallow you.
And plus, don't also forget the 1988 remake with that was actually really scary. That interpretation of the Blob, it was like sucking people right through it. Remember that? It was that was pretty crazy shit.
Okay. And then my third pick is do I have it here? Where'd it go? I had the Blob, Frankenstein's monster, and
Freddy.
Oh, and Freddy. Where was Freddy's picture? I don't have Freddy's picture here loaded up. Dang it. God dang it. Well, let me go ahead and get that. All right.
I didn't believe in him, though he wasn't real.
Yeah, that's what happened. All right, yeah. So I got Freddy Krueger on my side. Well, we know the monsters. We know the deal. Let's go ahead and set this up. So, you pick first. Who you bringing into the ring?
I'm going to go with the Predator first.
The Predator.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you're going to go with the Predator... If you're going to go with the Predator, I'm going to go... I'm gonna go with Blob. I'm gonna go with Blob. If you go with Predator.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. You go Predator, I'm gonna go Blob.
Right?
So the Predator versus the Blob. First off, how would this even happen?
I don't know. That's a good question. Well, the Predator is attracted to heat and conflict. So let's say we have to set it in a town somewhere, some little town in the Midwest. The Blob's escaped. It's in the summertime. It's in Texas, and it's really hot. And so the Blob's on loose. It's like eating half the town, and the Predator's there, like an underground temple was underneath the town. So it's like showed up, and it's like, all right, it's gonna release some alien eggs, so we can go for a hunt. But oh shit, there's the Blob. Now what?
And the Predator's also a hunter. Now, not really
True.
much of a head to take from this thing, but what is this? Can it
Exactly.
now the Blob? See, there's not really much I could say about it because it doesn't have any personality or character. It just does one thing: it devours, it devours, it devours, and devours.
Right.
Actually, two things: devours and moves on to whatever else is in its path. So. If it sees the Predator, it's just going to head right towards the Predator. It's just going to not care.
Yeah. So what are the Blob's weaknesses? I can't remember. Is it cold?
It is
Heat.
cold. It is cold.
Yeah,
Heat does nothing. Electricity does nothing. Bullets, it just swallows everything.
I think the Predator's in trouble because the Predator primarily has energy-based weaponry. It's got that blaster on the side of its shoulder. It has it's got a spear. It's got that giant bomb on its arm.
Really cool weapons. Really cool weapons.
Completely useless in this instance. The only way I could possibly see the Predator winning would be if it lured the Blob into a trap somehow.
Yeah.
It might be able.
Maybe. Yeah.
It could lure him in.
See, and also the other thing is the Predator. See, and look, I'm defending your guy. I'm fighting for him. But the Predator would be high up, I'd imagine, too, looking. He would have the advantage there. Like it's not really like the Blob is going to devour him unless he's in the Blob's path, right?
That is true.
So as long as he has the high ground, like in the trees or whatever, he's going to be fine. He could watch. He wants to kill it. He doesn't know if he can kill it. What is that thing? If there's any sort of course, we're set in Texas, so good luck for any sort of ice water or anything to hit it. But
so the Predator would watch it from afar, watch it from on high, doesn't know what it is. So then he starts testing it.
Yeah.
Hits it with some energy blast. That doesn't do anything. So then he's got to get in close. So he tries to stab it with his spear, perhaps. Throw that whirling disc thing from Predator 2 that he chopped Gary Busey in half with.
Yeah.
That doesn't do anything. Let's see. I guess if all else fails, he could potentially use the explosive on his arm and try to blow it up.
Yeah.
I really don't see the Predator winning this fight. I think he's pretty much going to get eaten.
He might run away before he gets eaten. I don't know.
Probably. Unless the only thing I can see is if there's actually like they have like the alien temple underneath.
Yeah.
Where they they would in alien Predator movies they would go and they'd go like hunting there.
Yeah.
If you would actually say the Predator gets wounded or something, like he's an arm eaten or something or dissolved by the Blob, he runs down in there and releases a whole bunch of aliens. That may work.
Well, the aliens would just be eaten too. They have acid, but the acid's not cold.
They have acid in their blood. Yeah, that's true.
The blob's weakness is cold temperature. It is cold temperature. We said this in Texas. I was like, oh, okay. I mean, if somehow, because they defeated this thing by like applying cold to it, they figured out with the CO2, just the air from that was cold enough to like, scare it off.
Mm-hmm.
So, if somehow maybe the predator observes that the blob doesn't get anywhere near ice, I don't know, like the ice machines. Maybe he throws a cold soda at it, and like the blob is like, has this adverse reaction to the cold soda, like, oh, I don't like cold.
Wait. Okay, I got it. I got something for this scenario. Okay, there's a cinematic citation for this. In Predator 2, there was Gary Busey and all the government FBI guys who were tracking the Predator, right?
Yeah.
Now, do you remember how their plan was to hunt the Predator down, how they were going to capture it?
I don't remember.
Their plan.
Okay.
Their plan, they had lured it to a meat house, like a slaughterhouse. And their plan was they had these giant, like CO2 nitrogen guns, like on their suits.
Yeah.
And they were going to freeze them. So the only way I could see the Predator winning is if somehow these government guys were tracking the Predator to this small Texas town. And somehow the Predator may perhaps have gotten a hold of one of their CO2 guns. Mm-hmm. Maybe. That might give him some advantage.
So he could have a CO2 gun on him. He could have a CO2 gun on him, is what you're saying.
Potentially, yes.
I mean, if he had that in his arsenal and found out that it worked, he would just use that, and he could get the upper hand. And a cool tactic in the chat mentioned that the Predator could become invisible. And you're right. That's one way where he could just negate this whole fight altogether. Like, turn invisible. Now the blob doesn't see me. He doesn't come after me. I'm good. But he still doesn't win the fight. That's
a forfeit, yeah.
Moves on to the next thing. Because the blob is fucking retarded. It's stupid. He's pretty dumb. He just does what he does. So that was the blob versus the Predator. I think.
So what's that, a draw?
I think so. It's a draw. Already has a CO2 gun on him, and he wins.
Yeah.
That's think about that. The perspective there. A tough, strong, badass like the Predator could be taken out by a blob. I mean, that's like dying to a slime in like Dragon Warrior or something, or Final Fantasy. It's like, what? Why am I dying to a slime? Anyway, all right. So, who's gonna be our next monster?
You pick.
I pick. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I want to go. Frankenstein's monster.
All right. I'll pick the Creeper.
The Creeper? Okay.
Yes.
I think this would actually be a pretty good matchup right here.
This is a good one. They're both kind of stitched together from multiple people here.
Yeah. Yeah. Both stitched together. One's brought to life through science. The other's brought to life by just some weird locust demon thing. I don't know, weird.
Yeah, he's a demon. Right.
But yeah, they're stitched together. But one really wants to eat people to keep them alive. The other doesn't. The other one's a lover. My argument here is Frankenstein's a lover, and he's all about peace. He's all about peace. Okay, he doesn't want to fuck with your guy unless your guy wants to fuck with him.
Well, we have to set the scenario, because how would they fight to begin with? So the Creeper comes out of hibernation for 23 days every 23 years. Mm-hmm. Now, and he likes to, he can smell the fear on people.
Yep.
So that's how he has like chosen people that he doesn't just indiscriminately kill.
Yeah.
Which I guess is another common thing with Frankenstein, because he doesn't indiscriminately kill either.
No, he doesn't really want to kill unless he's driven to it. I mean, depending on which movie you watch, and if you read the book, he doesn't want to kill at all. He's kind of driven to it. He feels like
he's kind of morose in the book.
Right. He's a vegetarian in the book. He doesn't want to hurt anybody. He's all I love. He's a fucking hippie. But I'll give you this. I'm pretty sure Frankenstein might fear. I don't know. I think he might fear, and I think maybe the creeper would sense his fear.
Yeah, it could be. So we have to set the scenario. It would be in a small town. Let's say again in the South. It's in summertime. The creeper is arisen. He's chasing down some teenagers. Unfortunately, one of the teenagers is somebody that has taken some pity upon poor old Frank and has decided.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
That would work.
Yeah,
see,
because you gotta provoke Frankenstein and monster into a fight.
Right. So maybe it was like it was a woman that Frankenstein was getting kind of close with. Thought maybe it could be a potential bride, maybe in the future. And then the creeper just attacks her. Yeah, that's gonna piss the monster off. He's going crazy, so he's gonna want to attack. And I don't know, man. Frankenstein's monster's pretty strong. We're not just talking superhuman strength. We're talking golem strength. We're talking he's a fucking beast when you piss him off. So what can your guy do if they go head to head in a fist fight? What's happening here?
Well, let's see here. I've got this article from Monster. Let me see. Hang on a second. From Villains Wiki, and let's see. The creeper's ability. He is immortal. He has inhuman strength.
Wow.
Super dexterity.
Immortal doesn't mean you can't get bruised up, though. you can get banged up around.
Oh, he has stealth, agility, and he also has wings. He can fly.
Okay, well, he's going to fly away. He's going to fly away like a little pussy. Is that what's going to happen? Flying away? You attacked my bride! You fly away! He gets all mad.
And he's also
takes the bus, throws it at him. Get out of the sky, you fucking bat! He comes and run up on the creeper.
Don't forget, the creeper also has he has that truck, so he could like get in his truck, try to run Frankenstein over.
Frankenstein will try to grab that truck. He would probably try to grab the truck. Yeah, push him back. I mean, we're talking about someone who wrestled with the Wolf Man. I mean, he's pretty beast. He's pretty beast.
And the creeper has a giant battle axe too.
He does, and that could do some damage. Now, Frankenstein's monster is not going to feel the damage, but he's definitely, he doesn't revive or anything like that. So, all right, well, he has the battle axe. He has his tools, his weapons. Frankenstein just has his bare fucking hands and whatever you throw at him, you can still throw it back.
Right. True. So the creeper could do some interesting damage. He could probably go with him in a fight, like even before he reveals that he's a creature, because remember he hides under that hat and the jacket and everything. Yeah. He just pulls out the axe and starts chopping off some limbs here and there. There goes a hand. There goes a foot.
Maybe one. I'll give you one. Come on.
Okay.
I mean, the Frankenstein's monster's not just gonna be chopped up. He will try to grab that axe and yank it from the motherfucker. He will do that for sure. He might lose an arm, a hand doing that.
Yeah. He uses a hand and then he pulls the axe away.
Yeah. He pulls the axe away from the creeper towards him and bam, around the face. Take that, fucking asshole. Hurt my fucking bride. See, I'm taking this personal.
Frankenstein. He starts going on the rampage. Creeper gets injured, but he can regenerate if he eats somebody. But if he eats somebody's body part, he flies away, eats somebody's body part, regenerates.
He just flies away like that? Oh man, he flies away. Wait, he's just flying away, like. So Frankenstein's just sitting there in the field like, this motherfucker just flew away? Okay, well, I guess the fight is done. He just flew away, ran away. Yeah. Okay.
And then he goes away. He eats somebody, like, I don't know, let's say he lost an arm too. He eats somebody's arm, comes back, round 2. Now what?
Round 2, Frankenstein's still pissed.
The creeper drops on him from the sky from 200 feet up in a nice hawk dive, slams right on top of him.
Man, he's gonna turn around and bitch slap his ass. You turn around and slap his ass. Get over there. Get off of me. Get off of me. I've dealt with worse than this. Come on. Come on, he fought some of the classic monsters. He's like, come on, you're gonna sneak up on me? The creeper's gonna be shook. He's gonna be shook.
Unless the creeper decides to set fire to something, because Frankenstein really doesn't like fire.
True.
Fire bad. Fire bad.
Wait, does the creeper have a flamethrower on him? How's he gonna just? Oh, I'm gonna set fire.
I don't know. Yeah, how would he? Let's see. He ruptures the gas tank in a nearby car or something.
Okay. Well, if he does that, that's gonna scare Frankenstein, and Frankenstein's gonna run away, pretty much. Yeah, anything with fire is gonna really scare Frankenstein away. But I like how Cool Tactic brought up in the chat. The creeper had a hard time killing 2 teenagers. So Frankenstein should have no problem. Man, these guys should be fighting like it is night and day. Sure. I like there's a, fighting each other, really tearing into each other. Crazy ass battle. I mean, they both have superhuman strength. One's faster than the other. Sure, the creeper's much faster than him. Much faster than Frankenstein. But
one thing Frankenstein has to do is tear those idiotic looking like fins off the side of the creeper's head.
Oh yeah, what the fuck is up with that?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know.
That's a goofy costume. It's like what
yeah,
what is that nonsense?
It's a cool movie, but seriously, that is kind of a little bit of a goofy character design.
Now, like, sure, the creeper could run away, fly away, eat bodies, regenerate, and come back. And if he kept on doing that, he would, he had more endurance. And if he set something on fire, it would freak the monster out and startle him. I mean, in that mode, he's just running scared. I mean, he still has his strength. He's still throwing things around, but I mean, he's going to be too scared to really do much. He's afraid of fire.
But then but if he's really scared, the creeper can hunt him down by smelling that fear.
Yeah, and I was going to give you that too. Because see, Frankenstein, he is emotional, okay? Frankenstein is emotional. And he does have fear. He does have fear. So yeah, he can hunt him down, that's for sure. But if they were to square off again away from like fire, something that's going to cause him to be scared or really distract him, they could have a square off match. And of course, Frankenstein doesn't really have regeneration, so he doesn't really have the longevity. But he could try to patch himself up, but he doesn't really have the
unless he goes back. Unless he goes back to Dr. Frankenstein and has him put a new body part.
Depending on which Dr. Frankenstein we're talking about. In the book, it probably wouldn't want to have anything to do with him because he's pissed off at he doesn't like his creation. But the other movie variants might be like, oh, some motherfucker's trying to kill my monster? Oh, no way.
Yeah. He could go get the bride of Frankenstein and they could team up.
Right, something like that. So this would be a pretty good fight. I think on paper the creeper sounds better than what he did in the movie. In the movie, he didn't get his ass handed to him.
Exactly. That's a good point. Cool Tactic had a very good point there. A lot of cinematic monsters are like that if you think about it. Like, yeah,
Freddy Krueger, he dies in a stupid way. Freddy Krueger could have struggled to kill teenagers too.
Yeah, Jason's a badass, but seriously, he gets killed in every movie.
Yeah. And here we talk about Frankenstein's monster. He's a tough guy, but he's scared of a little fire.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think that one, head to head, a pretty good match. I don't know who would exactly win for sure, but I mean, I would say like if Frankenstein's monster got a hold of his wings, it would be game over. I mean, it could potentially be game over. But if the creeper were to set fire to something, that would be a problem. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, if Frankenstein gets the creeper in close, then Frankenstein wins. I think that's like a thing right there, because he's really, I would say Frankenstein's probably stronger,
Oh yeah, definitely
physically.
stronger.
Yeah, and he probably wouldn't be able to feel pain as much either. I'm not
Right.
for sure if the
I don't think he
creeper.
feels pain. I don't think Frankenstein feels any pain.
I don't
There's no
think so.
reason why he would. I mean, he's a cadaver, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
But huge. Okay. Now the creeper, he feels pain, doesn't he? Does he? Does he not?
I think so. I remember he was. It says on paper here in the article I'm looking at. It says he has regenerative powers. In the first film, he was also run over a couple of times and was still alive.
Yeah.
So. And it says in the second film, he was impaled with harpoons multiple times, yet retains the ability to move, including several head wounds where he completely removes his mutilated head and replaces it.
Huh.
So Frank might have some trouble here.
Yeah, he could. He could. You'd have to.
What would really be funny is if they tear each other apart, and then the creeper puts Frankenstein's head on his head, on his body.
Right,
That would be
right. That could happen. Yeah. So it'll be a good battle. I mean, either Frankenstein could win, either the creeper could win, depending on where they go. All right. You know what? The Blob won the first one. I'll let you have the Frankenstein one because the real battle's coming up next, and that's the impossible battle of Freddy Krueger versus King Ghidorah, which sounds so ridiculous. Like how would this even happen?
Let's see. Well, Ghidorah, I believe, was sent by extraterrestrials to conquer Earth, and Godzilla had to. I think the humans had to get Godzilla to kick his ass, if I remember correctly.
I believe so. It's been a while since I've seen Godzilla, so I'll take your word for it.
Yeah.
Now, the only way Freddy Krueger would even enter this picture, I can think of a few scenarios. One.
Mm-hmm.
King Ghidorah goes over to Spring Hollow, and takes a little kaiju nap. And while he's taking that kaiju nap, I guess somehow Freddy Krueger haunts his dreams. If kaijus can dream, can kaijus dream? Do they dream?
Why not? Everything else does.
Okay, and haunt is a strong word. It's more like he enters the dream but doesn't know how to scare it because he's like, what are you afraid of, little kaiju thing?
Mm-hmm.
And it just sees fire. Wait a second, that's not good. Freddy
Yeah,
Krueger
well,
doesn't like
here's a
fire.
list of here's a list of King Ghidorah's abilities. He has gravity beams, which is his signature attack. He's got extreme durability, supersonic flight, hurricane winds that he produces from his wing.
All that would kill me. All that would kill Freddy Krueger if he was brought out of the dream world. In the dream world, he's fine. That's the problem. That's the problem. Cool Tactic did mention that. Wait, doesn't King Ghidorah have a robot head?
I think in one of the movies he does, because he's got 3 heads. Let me see. Yeah. Mecha King Ghidorah. That's right. That's.
Wait. But we're talking about King Ghidorah. Is that the same thing?
Yeah, well, this is one of the films says Mecha King Ghidorah. After being defeated by Godzilla in the previous film, King Ghidorah was resurrected as a cyborg in the 23rd century and sent back in time to fight Godzilla again.
So we were talking. So King Ghidorah was resurrected as Mecha King Ghidorah.
Yeah.
Okay. So King Ghidorah has organic heads, but it was brought back to life as a cyborg.
And one's a robotic head.
Okay.
Well, he has 1 robotic head and 2 organic heads.
Okay. Well. And that poses another problem. If you can go into a King Ghidorah's dreams, there's 3 heads right there, or 2 heads in this one. This one's robotic. How do you haunt that? How do you? Freddy Krueger's gonna have he's gonna be a whisper in his dreams? Like, Godzilla.
First we have to set the scenario up. Okay, let's set a realistic, plausible scenario.
Realistic.
Okay.
Let's do realistic here.
Okay, so let's say it's like an apocalyptic scenario.
Okay.
King Ghidorah has arrived on Earth, and has laid waste to like Tokyo or something, and he's coming towards America.
Okay.
we have to assume that there's other kaijus in existence in this,
Yeah, I'm sure,
and
but
that like
yeah.
people are used to it. So instead of getting Godzilla, the military decides to utilize what they have at hand, which is somebody's got Freddy Krueger somewhere. They've got, and they're utilizing the.
Okay, I was gonna go with another. Okay, continue.
And they decide that because there was in Wes Craven's New Nightmare, it was the theory was put forth that the more people believed in him, like he became real in the real world if people believed him.
Yeah, but they don't want him to be real because then he could be killed, right?
Possibly.
I don't know,
but
man.
If enough people put their belief in him and their faith in it, then perhaps he could become strong enough to fight Ghidorah. Let's say he's like 200 foot tall Freddy Krueger. Then what happens?
A kaiju version of Freddy Krueger? Okay. If that happens, if the military, if somehow there's this huge propaganda campaign, the president of this time, whether it's Trump or whatever, be like, all right, we need everybody to believe in Freddy Krueger. Freddy Krueger posters on everyone's wall. I'm going to give everyone, believe in Freddy Krueger. Please make a little prayer for Freddy Krueger. And then we're going to have this crazy, we're going to have this crazy Freddy Krueger kaiju thing fight Ghidorah, King Ghidorah. Okay.
That's right. He's the only thing that can stop Ghidorah from destroying the West Coast. They're like, we've got this, but we've got to do, and you can see all the protests, like all the people like demonstrating, saying, "No, Freddy Krueger is evil. We can't embrace the evil like this."
Yeah, I can imagine that. The president just told us to put our support behind a child molester. Well, how do you feel about that?
Yeah. Meanwhile, like a giant flaming laser beam comes overhead and destroys their city, and they're like, "Okay, we're behind you."
We're behind you, I guess. That would be interesting. In that scenario, a giant Freddy. Well, a giant Freddy doesn't have beams and fireballs and stuff, but if he has his demonic powers in that form, though, I mean, he can manipulate and fuck shit up. He could.
Right.
I could try to throw some magic fireballs back at King Ghidorah, maybe.
Right. And he's got the gloves. He's got the claws too. He's got something.
That's interesting. That's an interesting scenario there. I was gonna go with this. That King Ghidorah is winning. Destroy Tokyo, and slaying waste to America. Maybe the kids are all gone because Freddy killed them all, and now people don't really believe in him now. It's like, okay, so he goes to hell, and he tries. They offer him another victim, so to speak, a way out, kind of like what they did with Freddy versus Jason. he finds someone to ahead to get into, and that's King Ghidorah.
Right.
But he wouldn't really try to beat or defeat King Ghidorah. He would try to be King Ghidorah. He would try to put his face on King Ghidorah's face.
I like that scenario. I like that even better.
So
instead of trying to defeat the evil, he's all like, "Man, fuck this shit."
Yeah.
He goes, "You can't beat him. Join him. Let's do it."
Yeah. He's like, I get so many child souls with this motherfucking thing. I mean, they're gonna fear me. Oh God.
I like that scenario even better. He's all, he's gonna fix those. He's gonna fix the kids of the people that burned him to death. He's gonna get them good now.
Yeah, he's get the fucking world. Shit, more than that, yeah. But once that happens, the battle's over, because then it's just between the Freddy Krueger King Ghidorah and the rest of the world. Our nukes, what else we have, or maybe Godzilla, I don't know. But really, in that fight, unless you say otherwise, I don't see Freddy Krueger actually trying to kill a King Ghidorah. I see him trying to become King Ghidorah, or be in his mind at least. I'll kind of fuck with him, or become him. Either way. What do you think
that's
about
a good scenario. That's a good scenario. I think that would probably be the most plausible scenario.
Oh man, look at that.
And then you would have somebody. Of course, there would have to be somebody in that situation. There would have to be Ash. Ash would be in that situation somewhere. He's got the Necronomicon. He'd be the only. He'd be like out there trying to. He'd be trying to save the day. I think we got to throw him in there.
Right, right. Oh, cool tactic in the chat. Freddy Krueger's kid diddler with sharp fingers. Yeah, he is. I would even argue that Jason wrecks him so Ghidorah wouldn't even flinch. You know what? Good point. when he went to Freddy's head, not Freddy, Jason's head, he wasn't allowed to stand there for very long. He got out of that.
No.
He got out of that. So it's like, would the kaiju even be aware of what's happening? Like,
yeah, because he has an extraterrestrial mentality. Would he even think the same?
I don't know. That poses a huge problem because I thought I was gonna get some resistance here. I don't think Freddy's ever possessed an animal or ever really infiltrated the mind of an animal or beast. Right?
I don't think so.
I mean, the closest thing to that would be Jason. But Jason's human, but he's dead. I mean, kind of, sort of, right? I mean, how do you describe him? But not a dragon beast alien thing, right?
Right.
But like, if you went to hell and the demons in hell that gave him the powers are like, wait. Whoa, Freddy, you gotta get in this guy's head. You get in this guy's head, we get so many souls, man. The devil's like, I want my souls. I know we're really bend the rules here, I feel like, because there's a lot of unknowns about this.
Mm-hmm.
It wouldn't be easy. I think the probability would be pretty low that this would even happen. If it could happen, I don't know.
Well, let's see. This here says
See?
no. This part of one of King Ghidorah's abilities. He has the ability to create a gigantic dome with which he can pull life forms inside of it with tentacles. The dome drains its victim's life force and transforms it to King Ghidorah, making him stronger. The dome is completely impenetrable and has a corrosive effect on anything that tries to escape it. So there's a way Freddy can get in.
So even
he sucks Freddy in to himself.
So Freddy could win by losing. Freddy could win by losing in a way. He gets what he wants.
I think so. That's a loophole right there.
Freddy has a bunch of loopholes. He's nothing but loopholes. Yeah. Okay.
Because if he gets sucked into that dome, because it says anything that says the dome drains its victim's life and transfers it to King Ghidorah, making him stronger. He could, if he sucks Freddy into that dome, then Freddy could actually be absorbed into King Ghidorah that way, and become part of him, and then take him over and like wreak havoc.
Yeah, that could. That would be a way that someone so small and pathetic compared to King Ghidorah could even have a chance. And that's why I did a cool tactic. That's why. Like I said, we compared Monster Listen like about a week ago. And it's like, I'm going to keep mine. Because even if I were to choose the Blob against King Ghidorah, I don't know. Because the only weakness that the Blob has is it doesn't like ice. If you're going to go based on that logic, I mean, King Ghidorah could just lay fire to everything, can nuke him or whatever King Ghidorah has, try to drain it. But I don't know if it would have any effect on the Blob. It'd just be... that's...
Well, he could blow him with his hurricane, because he has hurricane winds.
Hurricane winds, that could throw him off, yeah.
Yeah, they could throw him off and potentially
into the Arctic.
Send him, depending on where the fight happens, he could send him to the South Pole or the North Pole or something like that.
Maybe, yeah. or up high where it's gonna be colder and turn into a block of ice, fall down, and then you just have ice. Good. And Frankenstein's monster would be a terrible choice because if you're afraid of the fucking fire, you're like, fuck this.
I think King Ghidorah could just step on him. He'd just step on him and he's dead.
Yeah.
Ghidorah wouldn't even...
Freddy Krueger is the only one that has a chance out of my selection. And
probably.
He could win by losing, and I'll take that. And he would take that. He'd be like, "You thought you killed me? I'm inside you now. And I don't think you want me inside you." I know those kids didn't. Don't clip that. Okay. Shit. That was good. Hell,
that was fun.
Damascus, I had you on as a guest, and we're under an hour. Holy hell. We did the Monster Madness. That went a lot faster than I thought. The Juggernaut could beat the Blob. Oh, no. The Juggernaut would be devoured by the Blob. The Blob can eat anything and everything just about. I mean, if going based on the logic of the movies, how could the Juggernaut defeat the Blob?
Mr. Freeze could defeat the Blob.
Mr. Freeze could. Mr. Freeze could defeat the Blob easily.
Mm-hmm.
I'll freeze you. Turn into a block of ice. Batman would be able to defeat it because same reason like the Predator would figure out a way, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, it doesn't like ice. Okay. Yeah.
There actually were Batman versus Predator comics in the 90s.
Oh yeah, there were.
Yeah.
Were they any good?
They were very good, yes. But Batman always wins because, like you said, Batman always finds a way. So, sadly predictable, of course.
Oh, once Juggernaut gets momentum, he can't be stopped. So, that's interesting. So, Juggernaut can't be stopped, but the Blob devours anything that touches it. So, would the speed of the Juggernaut cause the Blob to, like, when they collide, is it going to, like, move back with the Blob as it burning its body?
What's that saying? The immovable object against the something.
The unstoppable force? I don't...
Yes, there we go.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Superman could beat it
too.
Actually... Superman couldn't touch... Well, you know what?
He has that ice breath, though.
He does have the ice breath. And apparently the only thing that hurts Superman is kryptonite, so I don't think the Blob could hurt Superman. I don't know.
Yeah. He could just freeze him with his ice breath and then hit him really hard and smash it.
Yeah. I mean, that is interesting. Okay. I should have went with the Rat King from Ninja Turtles. Shit. I don't know. We can imagine that. Superman got ice breath. Yeah. Yep.
Super Shredder versus Frankenstein's monster.
Well, not Super Shredder in the movie because he was a chump. He got thrown aside real easily. But yeah, Super Shredder and I guess any other. Okay, so I'm not really too familiar at all with the comics of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a Super Shredder in that? I guess he is.
No, I think it was just in the movie.
Also, anyone could throw the Blob into space if they think about it. I mean, come on, you make it seem like anyone could defeat the Blob. Come on. The Blob is much more menacing than you think. Super Shredder.
Steve McQueen beat the Blob.
Huh?
I said Steve McQueen defeated the Blob.
Come on. Super Shredder killed himself with a pier. He did. Super Shredder would even. Super Shredder would show up to fight Frankenstein's monster, but would end up killing himself because he's just too powerful.
Oh man!
You know what? I was gonna have Frankenstein's monster go against the Predator, and have like where the Predator wants to hunt him down because he wants to keep his head, right? So that'd be interesting.
Yeah.
That's
a good fight.
He couldn't track him because he doesn't have any heat either. But
it's a good fight. I like that.
And if we went down that angle, I was gonna say, what if the Predator didn't use his gadgets? What if he did the thing like he did in the Predator movie, the first one, where he's like, you know what? I know he does a whole body scan.
Yeah.
He's like, you know what? I want to fight you 1-on-1.
Yeah, that's interesting. I think the Predator would lose that 1-on-1 because
Well,
actually
he would nuke. He doesn't lose. He would just nuke the fucking place.
yeah. He just say, "Fuck that! I'm gonna commit suicide and blow everything up."
Yeah, he doesn't. No one wins. Yeah.
But if you're going strictly just like a fist fight between the two of them, I think Frankenstein would win because the Predators are stronger than people, but I don't necessarily think they're stronger than other creatures.
Yeah.
I mean,
about a golem? Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah.
So we got to do this again. We got to choose. Give us some time. We'll choose 3 monsters, different horror monsters, and make them face off, head to head.
Yeah.
Now argue like a couple of I don't know. I'm getting drunk over here, but argue like a couple of nerds about who's going to win, who's better in a fight, in a hypothetical fight. I'm all defending the blob over here. Plasma ball him to shit. I don't think he can plasma ball the blob. I think he meant Frankenstein's monster.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he could. But I was going to try to convince Damascus. Wait. What if the Predators got rid of all his gadgets to fight him 1-on-1? You know, what if he did that? Swamp Thing? I'll do Swamp Thing. I'll bring Swamp Thing. Yeah. Swamp Thing's going to make an appearance. Mm-hmm.
That would be good.
Swamp Thing, Xenomorphs. Who else?
Oh, there's tons. Let's see. You gotta think of like, King Kong. King Kong. There we go. That's a good one.
Yeah, King Kong would be good.
I remember I had in the Monster Madness I had on Twitter, there was King Kong versus a Xenomorph. People actually voted for King Kong to win, and I was really surprised at that.
Well, King Kong is pretty strong. He could, if he were to get close enough to the Xenomorph, he could probably tear it apart, stomp it down. But the Xenomorph is, I don't know, man. The Xenomorph has.
They've got the acid for blood. What I was thinking, when I posed that fight, what I was thinking of is what if one of the Xenomorphs laid an egg inside of King Kong?
Well, that could probably happen. I mean, even if King Kong won, he's not going to win for long. He's going to be hatching babies.
Yeah.
Out of his ass and stomach.
And just think of remember in Aliens versus Predator where they had the hybrid creature, the hybrid
oh man,
like alien predator thing. What would that happen from King Kong? Would it be like a hybrid King Kong alien creature?
God help us all. Gorillas are stupid strong. They are stupid strong. Xenomorphs are pretty strong too, but they're not King Kong strong. King Kong is very strong. But the cunning and acid breath and being able to lay eggs.
What if it's a queen alien versus King Kong? That would even.
Well, the queen alien might be distracted banging what's her name? I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe.
Could use that pointy tail and stab it right through King Kong's chest, perhaps.
Yeah, could do that. King Kong might grab that tail and throw it around, though. That's the other thing.
True.
I mean, you mess with King Kong, he adapts real strong. Like he's like even the very first King Kong movie, like he adapts real strong. He's in New York. He gets on that, he gets on the buildings. Boom, he's in a totally new environment. He doesn't know about this. He's just treating it like it's a fucking jungle.
Now here's a good match. Here's a good scenario. I've always wondered, could a Deadite, because Deadites are just the spirit, and they're like the demonic spirit inside of somebody. Yeah. Could a Deadite spirit possess one of these creatures? Like, could a Deadite spirit possess Frankenstein, or a Deadite spirit possess King Kong, or a Deadite spirit possess King?
I don't know I don't know if it could possess Frankenstein, because I don't think he really has it. Does he have a soul?
I don't know. They just take over the body, though.
I think that was the question of the book, is does he even have a soul? I know he's religious, but I don't know. But
because the demonic spirits in Evil Dead just take over people's bodies. So theoretically, Evil Dead, a Deadite spirit could take over a kaiju, technically.
A kaiju, yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Then everybody's fucked.
So, a Deadite Godzilla?
Yeah.
Ash is going to need a bigger chainsaw.
He's going to need a bigger neck. He's going to need a bigger Necronomicon.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, they can possess objects. Yeah, I mean, that would be weird. That's right. What am I talking about? In the Evil Dead movies, they possess those inanimate objects all the fucking time.
Mm-hmm.
Man, cool tactic. You're on point. Yeah, so Frankenstein's monster could be possessed. Good God. Yeah.
Now that would be one unstoppable.
I don't know if Ash is gonna get out. I don't know if Ash would get out of that one. But like, oh no. Yeah, I don't know about that one. No one. We haven't mentioned Dracula yet, but that's a given. That's too easy. Dracula.
Yeah.
Come on.
Cenobites.
Cenobites. That would be a good one.
Let's see.
Well, Cthulhu.
If
you wanted to be cheap, I got Cthulhu, so I win. Ha ha ha. It's like, no, man. Come on. You gotta argue that one out. What does Cthulhu even do anyway? He sleeps
a lot.
Yeah, he sleeps a lot. He's lazy.
A lot.
Fucking.
He's like a cat.
Yeah.
He's a great cosmic cat. He just sleeps a lot and lets all his humans do the work for him.
Right.
And they don't ever quite do it right either.
No.
Because they're always being defeated all the time.
Right. By other humans. You know, it's like, okay, good plan, Cthulhu. And he gets out of the water every now and then. You see pictures. People illustrate him coming out and being this big, powerful force. But, okay, when is he doing that? Okay. Yeah. So
now, then we also have to include, if we include we've been including Predator and Aliens. Could we also include Terminators in this? Because that's a pretty powerful villain there. Because the first Terminator movie is pretty much a slasher film, if you think about the structure of it. So that could be construed as a film.
Well, you know, I had guests on before. We argued that the Predator is kind of a horror film. Well, you know, action in the beginning and horror later on, especially. But anyway, well, if you want to do a Terminator, we could definitely try to pair that off with someone. We could do that. See what that would do.
Because Terminators, they've got even the T-800, it's got the same kind of ability like Predator and Batman, I suppose, where they're like he can figure out all the angles. Like he could come at you in a non-linear way.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be interesting. Like he could he could take out Godzilla, or I think a T-800 could take out King Ghidorah by thinking in an abstract way. He would kill his way into like a nuclear missile base, target an ICBM at King Ghidorah and just blow the shit.
Yeah, he'd probably do something like that.
Or something like that, because he knows he wouldn't be able to attack it directly, but he's like, okay, I know what to do.
T-1000, you do that, you're just being cheap. Like, come on, man, who's gonna win against that? What are we gonna do?
I never understood the ending of Terminator 2.
They ended up freezing him. They ended up freezing the guy.
No, he fell in that pit of molten metal. It's like, if he's already liquid metal, how's he gonna get killed by molten metal?
Yeah. Oh, I just read I'm thinking of the part where the ice was kind of fucking with him.
Yeah.
But he was like, he would thaw out.
And the other problem I had with Terminator 2, which I love that movie, by the way, but there's still some flaws in it, is that in the first film, Kyle Reese specifically states that nothing inorganic can pass through the time portal, which is why they have to go through naked. Mm-hmm. And yet the T-1000 is all liquid metal and passes somehow through the time portal. I never figured that out.
Well, I mean, if nothing inorganic can pass through, then how does a T-800 even pass through? I mean,
Because he has skin on the outside. He's got the flesh on the outside.
okay, so then he'd just be flesh, and then it fall apart
Yeah.
because the metal skeleton didn't go through. I mean, it's
That's also true.
the logic doesn't hold up, but it's a good movie.
Yeah, it's movie logic. It's movie logic.
Maybe that's something maybe that's something they just told them. Like, okay, guys, we want you to be naked when you use the teleporters. Why? Look, it's not. I don't have a fetish over here. It's just clothing doesn't work. You just have to be butt naked, guys.
You're all very attractive and muscular men. I have.
So we have a lot of monsters to choose from. We'll choose some good ones. I'll try to choose some underdog ones and really argue my way up. I kind of like doing that. But yeah, Damascus, thanks so much for coming on and making this Monster Madness happen.
Anytime.
Cool tactic. Thank you for hanging out in the chat. I know we're a little bit later. Had some technical issues, but it's been resolved, fixed. Boom.
Yep.
Good. All right. Press the like button, share, subscribe. You know what? YouTube presence, I don't really care. It just is what it is now. But yeah, you guys have a good one.
Yep.